I'm truly excited to introduce this extraordinary person, Miss Nadine Cottrell. Miss Cottrell is a remarkable leader whose integrity shines through everything she does. I have deep respect for her leadership here at Mississippi Families for Kids, which she inspires me to be strong, confident, and committed to growth. So Ms. Nadine Cottrell is a native of Jackson, Mississippi. She is a licensed certified social worker. She received her bachelor's of art degree in English, which it shows, and master's of social work from Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. Ms. Cottrell is an executive director of Mississippi Families for Kids, which is a nonprofit organization where we're focused on providing permanency supports to children across the state of Mississippi. In her role, Ms. Cottrell leads the state affiliation for Help Me Grow, which is a statewide delivery model funded by W.K. Kellogg's Foundation that supports a network of providers to coordinate accessible special services to children ages 0 to 5. Ms. Nadine has coordinated community service initiatives, advocated for in children, policy change in child welfare, and provided direct services to children and families. As a behavior therapist, she implemented the evidence-based Incredible Years curriculum with children with behavior concerns in Head Start and early childhood centers throughout the state of Mississippi, including providing parent and teacher trainings. She has developed a statewide kinship care program based in Jackson, Mississippi, and in the Mississippi Delta called Relatives Raising Others' Children. She has served as the secretary of Jackson Association of Black Social Workers and is a W.K. Kellogg's Community Leadership Network Class 3 Fellow representing the state of Mississippi. Ms. Cottrell has an active role in the development of Mississippi Association of Infant Mental Health since it was established through the BUDS initiative, and she currently serves as the logistics coordinator and board treasurer. Ms. Nadine is a former co-chair and backbone advisor for Early Childhood Development Coalition, supporting the building of strong connections between providers, families, stakeholders, who are invested in early childhood development. She believes that early intervention and family support are the best ways to ensure successful outcomes for our children and youth. So let's welcome Ms. Nadine Cottrell.
Thank you, Taryn, for that amazing introduction. Got to get myself together after that. All right, so great to be here with you all today and to be able to present on this initiative that's really important, I think, to our state and really links strongly to ECDC. And I apologize for those of you who were at the Infant Mental Health Conference yesterday because you will be hearing a repeat of this. So I am standing in for Desiree States, who is our statewide coordinator for Help Me Grow Mississippi. And so there is a very strong link to what ECDC is doing, what Help Me Grow is doing, of course, Mississippi Families for Kids as the oncoming backbone entity for ECDC. And it all connects. So Taryn did give you all a little bit about Mississippi Families for Kids, and our mission is always to ensure the permanency and well-being of children and families. And we do that through educational development, specialized training, and community-based services. Some of those services include licensure for foster and adoptive families, mental health and behavioral health support for children and their caregivers, kinship support, and early developmental screenings and connections to services. So what is Help Me Grow? It is not just a program, but a systems model. The goal is never to reinvent the wheel through Help Me Grow, but to identify those services that are already in the community, that are existing, and connecting families to those resources in their local communities or as close as possible to them. And so To do that, in supporting children's healthy early development, we commit to 4 core components. So the first is child health care provider outreach. And this is connecting to those primary care providers, those pediatricians, those individuals with whom children have to see on a regular basis anyway to get well checks, to conduct well visits, and being able to let them know that Help Me Grow is here if they identify any concerns that the child may be having or needs that the child or family has, they can have a place to refer them so that they can be connected to those services that maybe those providers aren't aware of or they don't know how to access those services. It's also good to build a relationship with PCPs because some services require that direct referral from the pediatrician in order for the child to access services. And so, if Help Me Grow can build that relationship with those pediatricians, then it could expedite those referrals. The second core component is family and community outreach. And this is where we reach out to families and childcare providers to ensure that children are not only receiving their developmental screenings at those milestone points, but that those caregivers, parents, and childcare providers are aware of what to look for, what may be indicators of some concerns with child development. So having them understand what healthy child development looks like and what some potential needs could look like, what behaviors and indicators show us that we may need to identify supportive resources for intervention. And of course, always giving them um, a number to call or a direction to go in to refer that family for additional assessment, evaluation, and support. So, yes, we provide free developmental screenings. The goal of Help Me Grow is, of course, to make sure, and this started way back in the BUDS initiative that we had with Families as Allies, Mississippi Families for Kids in the city of Jackson. It was to ensure first that children did get early developmental screenings. Help Me Grow primarily uses ages and stages questionnaires, the ASQ3 and the ASQ SE2, which is the social emotional component. So all components of physical development as well as cognitive and social and emotional development is what we do screenings on. And so we also provide the MCHAT, which is the autism screening. Again, I am filling in for Desiree. She is more of the expert on all of the screenings. And so I'll give you that contact information if you have additional questions about specifics as far as the screenings go. But these developmental screenings take between 30 minutes to an hour. And so we know that families' time is valuable. And so when we are called to do screenings, we like to compensate the families at least a little for the time that they commit to ensuring that their child is developing healthy. We also love to partner with child care centers. We do ask that if you are more than 50 miles outside of Jackson because of the costs associated with travel, that you have at least 10 children who are available to be screened, but we are willing to travel to do those screenings. Staff work one-on-one with children, fully engaged. I would love for you all to just see what a screening looks like. Taryn and our care coordinator, Grace, are phenomenal screeners, really engaging with the children, make it fun so that we can see how they're really developing and what milestones they're able to achieve. And then we have a full conversation with the parent about the results of their screening and what those referral options look like. So the centralized access point is one of the important, probably the most important piece, in my opinion, and that is the number you call to make sure that your needs are identified and you're connected with appropriate services. Right now, the centralized access point is at Mississippi Families for Kids. You're connected with a care coordinator that has a full conversation with you. They find out what your needs are in any area, and they seek to connect you to services, not just refer, but connect you with services. And so that means connecting with the provider, making sure both the family and provider know when those appointments are, that the connection is made, and follow up to ensure satisfaction. The data collection and analysis requires that we maintain a database of all of our interactions with families and providers. Our database right now is called STAR, that's the System for Tracking Access and Referrals. In partnership with the Mississippi Department of Health, we were able to download over 900 resources across the state for early childhood development. And so in that STAR database, we have a wealth of providers from across the state. We're able to put in a zip code, identify whatever services are closest to that family, and also look up the eligibility and be sure that we're matching the family with a provider that directly responds to their needs if that provider is close. It allows us to not only see what there is out there for families, but also identify those gaps of what's not out there. And we have certainly identified some gaps. So this is the national motto for Help Me Grow: when parents know, children grow. And so when I talk about the parent and community outreach, that's exactly what we mean, that we want parents to be fully informed so that they can support the healthy development of their child. And so this is the number to our centralized access point. It's a 1-800 number, toll free across the state. Really simple, 241 kids. And if you're a little phone shy, you can go on to our website at mffk.org/HMG, and you can see the developmental screening. If a family would like to conduct their own developmental screening, you will have access there, or you can communicate with our care coordinator via this site as well by inputting a family inquiry or provider inquiry. Providers can make referrals via the website as well. And so I think this is the end of my slide. If you have any questions or you would like more information about Help Me Grow or any of the services at Mississippi Families for Kids, you can contact our Help Me Grow statewide coordinator, Desiree States. Her email is dstates@mffk.org.